Hey, happy Friday. It's Free Game Friday with me, attorney Ashley Goggins, and I am coming to you once again on a Friday for our COVID Conversations edition. We're going to be talking about tax returns and child support. You love to hear it. Go ahead and share this out with your family members, your friends, your brothers, your cousins, and I'm going to do the same as usual. Thank you guys for coming in. Special thanks to my consistent viewers, my new viewers. Go ahead and like, share. Okay, I'm going to use my phone to do the same. If you ever have a question and you want a topic discussed on Free Game Friday, make sure you go to www.freegamefriday.com. Put your topic in or put your question in, and I'll make sure that I address it on one of these Free Game Fridays. All right. You're coming on, share this out. Find it on my phone. Now, this is a great topic because we just got the stimulus checks from our president. All right. This also may apply to a wife. It may apply to anyone who files a joint tax return. All right, we got this shared out. All right. So the question of the day, we're talking about taxes. So I've been getting questions about how can I stop my tax return from being intercepted by the IRS? Is there any way to split my tax return if my husband owes child support? So those were the two main topics. Can I still receive a stimulus check if I pay my back child support in time? Well, we're going to start this off with answering the first question. Can you stop it? Well, let's just get some information down. First things first, when it comes to taxes and child support, there's something called the IRS Intercept Program, or the IRS Tax Refund Intercept Program, or the Federal Tax Offset Program. And what that means is that the IRS, or the federal government, can offset your taxes for child support that is owed or past due child support. Now, this is only for qualifying cases. Not all delinquent cases are going to qualify, okay? Not all cases are going to qualify. If you're just coming on, be sure to share this out. Somebody may need this information for next year, okay? Somebody probably just got their taxes intercepted. Somebody probably thought they was going to get $1,200 and really only ended up getting $0 or $500 or $700, whatever it may be. So first things first, if the custodial parent, or the parent that is receiving child support, if they receive temporary support, or if they are a needy family from the state of Florida, or if they're receiving any type of support from the state of Florida or services from the state of Florida, then the past due amount must be at least $150 in back pay that is owed or arrears owed. So that is the minimum qualification for a party, meaning a obligee, a person that is receiving the child support. There must be a balance of at least $150, and that party must be receiving benefits from the state of Florida, so Medicaid or food stamps. If they are, they can receive a federal tax offset. Now, once that federal tax offset is done, or they submit your name or whoever party's name that owes child support, they submit it to the federal government, and the federal government puts you on a list. But you get on that list if your child support is owed. Then you have the other qualification. If the parent, or the parent that's receiving child support, if they don't receive child support, if they don't receive food stamps or Medicaid, then the threshold is $500. So there are two cases. So the threshold can be $150 if the party is receiving benefits from the state. If they are not receiving benefits from the state, then you must owe at least $500 in order for you to qualify for the tax intercept. Now, if your name is submitted to the federal government, you will receive a notice in the mail. Do not ignore this notice, especially if you don't have back pay owed, or if you are not in arrears, or maybe they got it mistaken. You have a certain amount of time to respond back. And this is where a lot of people mess up. They don't respond back in time because there can sometimes be errors. So you'll receive a notice. So if you're going to be intercepted, 9 times out of 10, you should receive a notice to your last known address. Now, if you don't keep your address updated, then you likely won't receive that notice of intercept. But by law, they have to send a notice of intercept. Okay. So if you are delinquent and you owe, it's really nothing that you can do about it. To avoid this, make your child support payments on time. It used to be that if there's any past due amount, they would take it. But if it was just arrears, like your retroactive support, they would not take it. But here recently, since I've been practicing, I found within the last 2 years that they take it regardless. Now, some are going to fly under the radar. Some may not qualify because the parent may not be receiving benefits and they may not be as aggressive with enforcement. That could be a possible reason. So it's really just going to depend on if your case is going to qualify for the offset. The second question that a lot of people want to know is if you're married and you file jointly with your husband, are they going to take your portion of the refund? In short, yes. They can take your portion and they can hold it for at least 6 months. And that 180 days or 6-month period is for you to file the appropriate paperwork to get your portion back. So they do hold it. The Department of Revenue, once it's intercepted and sent to the Department of Revenue, the Department of Revenue is told to hold it for at least 180 days. So they hold it and they wait on you to file the appropriate paperwork to get your portion of the refund back. So it would basically be like a single tax return that would be redone or recalculated to see how much of the joint refund is actually yours based on your tax transcript. They hold it. If you're qualified, if you're approved, then they send your portion back, or they tell the Florida Department of Revenue or whatever Department of Revenue in your state, they'll tell them to release a portion of it. So generally, if you're intercepted, the Florida Department of Revenue, because I'm only licensed in Florida, so I'm specifically talking about Florida, they're going to hold it. They're going to hold it just in case you file the appropriate paperwork. They're also going to hold it for fraud. There's a lot of tax fraud going on, and the federal government has told all Department of Revenues that, listen, there's a lot of fraud going on. There's a lot of incomplete, inaccurate tax returns that are being done. So just any intercept, we're going to hold, because you would never want them to take money from a fraudulent tax return. So they're just making sure that their accounting is right and their auditing is correct. So they're going to hold it regardless. They're going to hold it regardless. So I hope that answers everyone's questions. If you have questions about the tax intercept, generally it's gonna be intercepted if you owe. Period. It's gonna be intercepted if you owe. Really nothing you can do about it except pay your child support on time. Also, if you can get an agreement on the arrears with your child's mother, or come to some type of agreement, or pay them off, if you get a lump sum of money, then that can help you in the future. Please do not file your taxes because they're going to get their money. They're going to get their money. But sometimes coming to an agreement, if you are the receiving party, sometimes coming to an agreement when it comes to arrears is a lot better than getting $50 or $10 or $100 on $40,000 in arrears. You can get a lump sum amount from dad if you come to some type of settlement or an agreement. Now, if you have this agreement, make sure the agreement is in writing, because I've seen plenty of times where the party that is entitled to the back pay or arrears will say that they will accept a certain amount of money to clear the arrears or back pay, get the money, and then don't when the party goes to court. So make sure you have it in writing. Make sure you contact a lawyer to draft it up and go to court for it, okay? So that, to sum up the Tax Intercept Program, if you are receiving any type of support by the department, so food stamps, cash assistance, or Medicaid, if your child's father or if your child's mother has at least $150 in delinquent support, then you're entitled to the Intercept program. If you are not receiving any type of services at all from the state of Florida, meaning you are not receiving Medicaid, you are not receiving child support, and you are not receiving cash assistance, then your child's father or your child's mother must have at least $500 in arrears or delinquency or a past due balance for their name to be sent to the federal government for the tax offset. Okay. Lastly, if they have nothing to offset, meaning you don't have any refund coming your way, then you don't have to worry about this, because they can't take what they don't have to take from. Okay? So if you have any questions or want me to discuss something else on the next Free Game Friday or on our COVID conversations, go to freegamefriday.com and submit your question. As always, go with Goggins, and I hope you guys have a safe and happy Friday.